How is everyone today? This is episode 3 of Bonez Cast. Is your host Bonesy. How are you? How is everyone doing today? Obviously, I'm not doing well because I can't speak a proper sentence properly. It's really hot today, so I do apologize if you do hear the fan in the background. It is 34 degrees today, and like yesterday was like about 24 or 23, I can't remember. But yeah, it's just typical Melbourne, just having like nice days, and then next thing you know, out of nowhere, boom, there's your really like disgusting hot day, like a 34-degree heat day. So it's always lovely here. So today is episode 3 of the podcast. I decided to delay some of the podcasts because I had a few issues with the microphone. But now that's been resolved, it's fine, it's back to normal. And a lot of my podcasts, it was mainly, I got in the mood of like wanting to record, just constantly record everything. But like, it was only been 30 minutes and I was just like, nah, I want a full hour. So episode 2 was a very short one, was 30 minutes. I recorded that back about a week ago. I recorded that episode. So that episode's going to come out same time as this one. And it was a very short episode and I was not really happy with that. And I kind of like was just umming and ahhing, and now I got off my high horse and was like, I need to post it and everything. So the agenda for today is gaming news. So today I actually decided to do some gaming news. PUBG just did a massive maintenance. It was like a 4-hour long maintenance. I don't know if they did it already. This report was yesterday. Today, when I woke up and checked my PC, I had a 6 gig update, so probably they did the maintenance. A lot of it's just general fixes and all that kind of stuff. It wasn't really anything major issue. They were fixing a lot with the replay, death cam as well. They also added adding 2 new crates, like a free crate and a paid crate, which is alright. If they're doing like in money transactions where you can buy it with real money, I'm just gonna say like, nah, that's just bullshit. I really don't like that kind of stuff. I hate in-game items. A lot of games are doing that lately, which I do not like. They need to fix that kind of shit, but you know, today's today. And they also fixed a lot of the the issues with the replay. They've added a lot of hotkeys. You can add a lot more stuff to it, and they fixed that whole issue with that, so that's alright. They also did a massive ban. So back when they officially released PUBG out of, like, I don't know what it was, beta or access or whatever, when they did that massive release and all everything, they actually banned a whopping 1,800 accounts of hackers, which I'm not too sure that's been confirmed. I've been reading reports on it, and apparently it's like 1.5 million accounts being banned, which it still doesn't help because there's still fucking hackers out there in that game. I kid you not, there's still fucking wall hackers, and apparently this number was just came out like 3 days after its release, which is just crazy. And there's still hackers there though. That's the one thing, is like they'll add real sound effects, but they still don't fix the hackers. Like I had one game when I was playing with my friends on PUBG, and literally had all this good gear. I had the Mini 14, which I love. I love that gun. I'm sorry if people don't like it. I love it. I prefer it. It's a great weapon. But like but out of nowhere, I just crawled out. Like I just vaulted over this window and instantly died. Like a burst round shot, M16. And I was like, what the fuck? Where was that? And like, we couldn't hear the shots. I just next thing you know dropped, and I was like, the fuck? And then he dropped me again because I was knocked out. And then he got my buddies, and I was watching a replay. I should have saved it. I should have saved the death cam. Wish I could record that death cam, because you just see him just looting corpse, and then turns around and then shoots through a fucking mountain on the other side of the map. And it was just like, that is fucking bullshit. And he had a 5-man feed. I was so pissed off with that. I was just like, come on, fix your shit, please. And other news, Bioshock had this weird Easter egg. So this weird bug Easter egg type thing. There was a message left by one of the team members, who remastered the Bioshock collection. So basically, the glitch is, I've just quickly winced over it, and there's this point where it's supposed to explode. This little section in the map, explodes, and you don't supposed to access it until later on. What happened was this player bypassed that section and jumped up on this point where the only way you can jump up is when it blows up. He pretty much bypassed it, and he looks at this respawn chamber, and there's a message, because normally you can hover over items and there's like a little message explaining of like, this is a painting by so and so, and the message says, can you just do your job and fix this? Which is a like, it actually, I think it was more like Paul did not do his job, which was like a in-company joke. And I think Paul didn't do his job because he didn't fucking fixed it. So people found it and they confirmed it, and I cracked up laughing when I found that out. I was just like, oh my god, that is absolutely hilarious. They need to... I love it when companies, when they have they have their own jokes in games and yet they don't fix it. Especially the PUBG butt pan, the frying pan thing. Originally that wasn't going to be ricocheted, like you won't be able to like bulletproof. Originally they did that as a joke, and then they forgotten to get rid of it, which I cracked up laughing. I was like, yep, and he's like, I kept it anyway. And like, yeah, it was just I love those kind of jokes. I love them. There's little bugs and they don't fix and they forgot. Like with GTA 5 with the when you go up to the bridge. Oh no, there's this wall you can glitch in, and then in the wall there's a message from the developer saying there's no Easter egg here. Loved it. It was in GTA 3. And then San Andreas did one with the bridge when you go on top of it with the jetpack, and I think it was like, I forgot what it was, but yeah, it was really funny Easter egg, and I was just like, holy shit. And then like, you know, shooting the moon and that, and it goes bigger. Like, oh, man, then we need developers to do that shit. Like, come on, that is like, that's just, it brings back some of the old school games that with those little Easter eggs, which I love and miss with a passion. And yeah, it's just, hopefully they do that nowadays instead of this microtransaction bullshit, which, like, come on, like, I don't like it. Like, I pay a full game, I want a full game, instead of, like, having, like, in-game items to buy and shit. Like, stop it. A lot of people don't like it. Speaking of old school games, which kind of is not, rumors of a developer company, I forgot what it is, remastering Burnout Paradise. Now, it has not been confirmed. Apparently in Japan, it's going to be released in March, and then later on, worldwide release will be in December of 2018 to mark, like, a 10-year anniversary of the game. Now, I love Burnout. I wish they remastered Burnout Takedown, Burnout 3, which was absolutely amazing. And that game, I cherish near my heart. My family absolutely love that game. We play it, like, all the time when we get the chance. So, I wish they remastered that. To me, Burnout Paradise wasn't that great. It was good, but it was just not... It wasn't great. Like, I reckon after 3, when they did Revenge, because they did Revenge and they did a few spin-off games. I know they did Revenge and Paradise, and Revenge I didn't enjoy as much. I enjoyed, like, you know, the whole TV aspect of it, like, you know, like the host with the over the top. They had a great soundtrack, by the way, with Burnout 3, which I recommend everyone listen to, because there was a killer soundtrack. For me, if a game has a killer soundtrack, I love it. Like Mafia 3 had I love that soundtrack. That soundtrack was great. Like, I bought the collector's edition just to have the 2 vinyls that came with the soundtrack to the game, and also the vinyl soundtrack, which had like the best of the 60s, which was awesome. But still, Mafia 3 was a kind of alright game. I liked the story more than the gameplay it offered. They really did offer repetitive gameplay, which I kind of wish they didn't. I reckon it was too... They were showing too much than they could, I reckon. But I still enjoy Mafia 3 for its story and that, which I really enjoyed. The cinematics were good. It's just there was so many bugs for when it was released. Like, there's still a few bugs, especially on consoles. Like, holy shit. I went back onto it and I was like, it was still a few bugs. Like, the textures weren't popping in right. And I was like, holy shit. And still haven't fixed it. And it's been over a year now. Like, not even since we were in 2018. And that came out in 2016, I think. It was 15 or 16. And there's still bugs in it. I reckon yeah. It was just crazy. And, like, hopefully, yeah. It was just... Yeah, I'm trying to think while I'm speaking at the same time, which is not a good thing because I have this mid-stop at the same time. So speaking of classic games and going back to the roots as well, Battalion 1944. Now, this game was a Kickstarter. Originally, it was a Kickstarter back in 2016. And this developer was trying to promote it as like bringing back the core classic multiplayer shooter, but using the advanced technology of the industry. And so Battalion 1944 is a supposed to challenge the AAA industry shooters and all that kind of stuff, claiming that they're doing all this kind of stuff. And it's a World War II shooter, hence 1944. I haven't looked in most of it, but it is going into early access, and they're doing a closed beta at the moment on the 21st to the 20th to the 21st, so you can sign up if you want to, and all that kind of stuff. They really are blocking gameplay, so I reckon they're not allowing people to publish gameplay and all that kind of shit, so we'll have to double check. But they raised a lot. They raised like 450,000 in the Kickstarter back in 2016, so yeah, I haven't seen the trailer, I haven't seen anything into it, so hopefully it will be good. So I'm just looking at it right now. I think I remember this game years ago. Yes, I do actually. Just remembering the photos. I'm actually on the website looking at photos at the moment. I remember this game. Yeah. Yeah, they did this massive, awesome trailer, and I was very interested in it. Yes, I remember this game now. So this game, they had like, these guys were massive shooter fans and all that kind of stuff. Now, this is what, like, memories are flooding back now. So they did this massive trailer promoting it for their Kickstarter, and it was showing off maps. So they did Carentan, the Bulge, Battle of the Bulge map, and they focused on realism and all that kind of stuff with the guns and stuff. And I remember it's no HUD. They stripped out the HUD and all that kind of stuff, and it's just pure iron sights. I remember now, and people a lot of people called it like Call of Duty. My dog's barking, of course. Speaking about interrupting by my dog, in the second episode, you're going to just hear my dog barking in the background to go outside. And this is what he does, because he's an old man now. He's been outside like 4 times today. And all he's going to do is, when I put him outside, he's just going to walk around, sniff the air, and then go back inside. And just going to bark until he wants to come back inside. So he's going to be a pain in the ass now. So I do apologize if you're going to hear all this barking and shit in the background for this podcast. So, yeah. Anyway, back what I was talking about. Yeah, so they stripped it all back to the original gameplay, and a lot of people want it to be like, people saying, oh, it reminds me of COD, the old school COD and all that kind of stuff. So, who knows, it will be really good. I'm just going to keep that on the books and hopefully check it out. For all your Monster Hunter fans, if any of you guys know what Monster Hunter is and all that kind of stuff, Monster Hunter is a massive Japanese RPG game that's on the DS. Originally was on PlayStation PS2. They're releasing their console version game, and now they haven't released one for nearly almost 15 years, I'm guessing, because they went back to 3DS and all that kind of stuff. I played it. It is really good. I enjoyed it. There's a lot of elements into it. A lot of the game is pretty much hunting these monsters, and these monsters are like huge, and there's a big steep learning curve with these games and that. And I played it on my 3DS when I was at Gold Coast, because I bought my 3DS and bought a shit ton of games for it when I was over there. And now they're releasing Monster Hunter World, and this is gonna be a console game. I played it. I saw the trailers of it. I looked at it. It's running on an engine that's they're running on a really old engine that they haven't used in a while, like in years. Like it was back on the 360, early 360 years. So they're really pushing this engine. I know for a fact. I forgot what it's called. I forgot what games they were made with the engine. So yeah, and they just announced a PC launch for it. So rumors that they're gonna launch it the next day, the next day after consoles. If not, they're gonna delay it, which I have a feeling they would because it's gonna be a PC launch. There's my dog barking at the same time. So hopefully this game's gonna be alright. I've seen gameplay. I looked at it. It looks really good. You can customize your character. They've added a lot of the stuff that Monster Hunter is known for. They added a tutorial world apparently, which is alright. And yeah, it's scheduled for the 26th of this month, so about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, about Australia Day for all you Aussies out there. It's going to be released on the same day as Dragon Ball as well, the new Dragon Ball game, which is coming out, which I need to get back into. I need to get back into Dragon Ball as well, because I haven't watched it in yonks. And so yeah, that's gaming news for today. So I'll probably do some a brief gaming news type thing if you guys want me to, and then go into talking to you about stuff that I'm doing and all that kind of jazz that I'm doing. So what I've been up to since lately, not much really. Been working. Been chatting to a few of my stream buddies, hanging out with them, organizing shit. And reading comics. I'm reading comic books. I've been reading a lot of Batman comics because on Christmas my sister bought me $150 worth of comics. And there's a few comics I want to get and add to my collections because I'm not a single issue type person. I'm buying them, which is kind of like a funny thing because most comic book collectors go, oh, first issues, collect them and all that kind of stuff. They're worth a lot. For me, it's too much clutter. And I am very OCD I am kind of OCD on certain things. Mainly is collections. I'd rather have the whole thing instead of nothing at all. So when people like offer me box sets for Game of Thrones and all that kind of stuff, I was going, nah, I'll wait until the series is finished before I get the whole thing. So yeah. And I've been reading a lot of comics. I've been reading a lot of Batman Year One, which is my favorite, which will be, I think I discussed it in episode 2 about Batman Year One, but I think I might discuss another Batman comic that I used to read at the age of 13, which is a comic that I reckon no 13-year-old should read, and that is Batman All-Star. Now, Batman All-Star is a really, really, really dark Batman comic, and it's pretty much got the Dick Grayson story. I think it's called Batman and the Boy Wonder, and it's written by Frank Miller and drawn by Jim Lee, who is an amazing artist. I love his art style and the way he draws Batman and everything. The very thuggish, strong-looking Batman, which I enjoy. And this Batman is really, really dark, and he's kind of a dick. He's a bit of an asshole, and I wish that no one would have to team up with that Batman. So in this comic, it follows Batman, of course, because Batman and Dick Grayson. So it goes into the origin story of Dick Grayson and how his parents were killed and all that kind of stuff. And Batman pretty much kidnaps Dick Grayson from a cemetery where Dick was just mourning about his parents. Batman just pretty much kidnaps him, grabs him up, saying, "You've just been drafted to the war," and pretty much keeps him in the Batcave and tells Alfred not to feed him, not to pay attention to him. And even though Alfred is the most kind-hearted person, wanted to feed Dick food and all that kind of stuff. He literally, all the time in the comic, he was just offering food. And Batman's like, no, let him survive and all that kind of stuff. So Dick Grayson ends up eating rats and surviving in the Batcave for a long period of time. And then finally Batman was like, alright, I'll train you. And he trains Robin. And it was just really dark the way how he treats Dick. It was just like, what a prick. And he got his costume, and it's like this Batman, he literally breaks like arms and like, oh, he's a brutal Batman, and it kind of reminds me of like what Ben Affleck Batman tries to do, like when he was injuring people and like and all that kind of stuff in Batman v Superman. So yeah, it was a really, really dark Batman, and it follows under other characters as well, like Black Canary's in there, Wonder Woman, Superman. I think Superman's in there for a brief period. Green Lantern, which Batman fights, and Robin literally nearly almost kills him, which will be a thing I'll go into in a minute. Black Canary, she's a bartender, which is pretty ironic, which is kind of funny, yeah, because like she literally beats the living shit out of people, and she doesn't fall in love with the Green Arrow, because like Green Arrow and Black Canary are actually in love. They actually get married in a few of the comics and that. And she fell in love with Batman instead, even though Bruce Wayne is dating Vicky Vale, and in this comic. And she's a badass. She literally beats the living shit out of people, and it was just like, fuck yeah, fuck him up. And like with Wonder Woman, I can't remember because I haven't read the comic in a very long time. Wonder Woman's still kind of adjusting to things. I'm not too sure. She's dating Superman at the moment, and I think Superman's like more in a mourning period. I'm not too sure, but it's like I think it's like predates to Justice League before they start forming. So yeah, and yeah, hopefully I try to remember. See, I'm trying to think and what to talk to and remember a comic. So my vocabulary is not good. I can't even pronounce the word properly as well. Oh, I hate summer. So yeah, Green Lantern, that's right. I'm gonna go into Green Lantern. So what happens was Green Lantern has some information that Batman needed. So the way he decided to face Green Lantern was he painted his entire apartment yellow. Now Green Lantern has a weakness to yellow. I don't know much about the Green Lantern. I don't really read his comics or anything. I'm not much of a fan of Green Lantern, to be honest. And he painted himself. Batman painted himself yellow and painted Dick Grayson. And Dick Grayson goes full on mental and beats the living shit out of the Green Lantern and nearly chokes him to death. Like he did this weird like he used the tips of his fingers and just literally full on chopped into the throat of Green Lantern, and he was like choking to death, like almost to the period. And Batman had to say, "Dude, calm down." And I was like, "Dude, you literally kept Dick Grayson in a cave for like a week, and he fed on rats. Like, what do you expect is gonna happen? Like, like, oh, he's gonna be fine." No, he nearly fucking kills someone, and that's not Dick Grayson. And it was just like, whoa, that was a bit hardcore. And don't get me started on the Joker. The Joker in this one is fucked up. He's like a triad leader. And he has this awesome, like, Japanese tattoo on his back. And it's like a dragon. And the way that the Joker was introduced... shit. Like, the way that they I can't pronounce the word. What's going on with me? The heat is playing tricks with my mind. The way that they first show off the Joker, he was talking to this woman and he like fell in love, and like then she was telling how much she loved him and how he loved her, and they pretty much had sex, and he's like getting a change in that, and she's like, "Oh, I have to go to work," and all that kind of stuff. And then next you know, the Joker snaps and chokes her to death. Like, literally, after he just told her, "I love you," and shit. Chokes her to death, and it gets his henchmen to dispose the body. And it was just like, the fuck? That is fucked up. And it was like, it was an interesting take on the Joker, but he was just like, he was fucked up. And I was just like, not like that. Not like a bark, but it was just a messed up Joker. And I was just like, freaking hell, like, come on. And it was just brutal. And I was just like, how can a 13-year-old read this comic? And I was 13, I was reading this comic, I was like, Jesus, this is like neck level shit. Like, this is a really dark Joker. And I was just like, oh, freaking hell. And then after that, I kind of had a period where I just stopped reading comics because I was just busy with school, high school and that, so I had no time to read, which kind of is a bummer. So, thank God I'm finished high school. Well, kind of. I think I dropped out, I think. Anyway, I'm out of high school. I just work and read comics now. So, that's what I've been doing this week. I've been reading comics and nerding out, streaming, and playing games. I'm currently I'm like doing speed runs of the Batman Arkham series. So I just finished Arkham Asylum in under 2 days. I did it in 15 hours. Got all the Joker Riddler trophies. Got that done. And then now I got Arkham City, which I'm doing 100%, including the DLC, Arkham Origins, and just like, oh, it's so much to do. And I bought Far Cry 3, so I got that to finish. I'm gonna get that game done before Far Cry 5 comes out, which they actually delayed it. They delayed it until the 27th of March, which is just a week before my birthday. Aww. And, yeah, I can't wait for that. I'm excited for that. I'm going to grab that on PC, which I should double check. See if they actually changed it on the website. Which they haven't. Yeah, they haven't. Anyway, yeah, I'm really excited for that. And then there's Metro Exodus, which I am actually I like the Metroid series. Not the Metro. I love the Metro series. I haven't read the books, which I should because they're based on books, and I can't wait for it. I loved Metro 2033 and The Last Light. I love those two games. They were really, really good. I like the survival kind of wasteland themes. I just like those type of games, and like out in the snow and you can't see shit, you have fuck all ammo. Like Metro 2033 had like it was more of a horror survival type thing because you barely had any ammo. And then Last Light was very focused on the action part. There was a lot more action scenes, more first person things. And this one, like, you're outdoors more, so I can't wait to play it. I've seen gameplay, I was just like, oh, they're making another one. Because they haven't made one in, like, almost 5 years now, so it's just like, fuck yeah. I can't wait. And also Far Cry, so those two games I'm kind of excited for. Which is going to be ironic because, like, I loved 3. I didn't mind 4, and Primal, I just like, once I finished it, I played it in, like, I gave it a week, played it, and then traded back in. And, yeah, it was alright. I reckon it was just like, oh, you should have done that. There was no point, really. Why strip it back too much? It was I kind of felt like it was a lot more stripped back than the previous games. Like, all I used was spear and bow and arrow, and that's it. Like, it was just 2 weapons and stuff, so I wasn't really happy about that. But, like, Far Cry 3, I absolutely loved. I played it during this time. I was on school holidays in 2013. And my dog's barks. And, it was back when Video Easy was still around. We rented it. I rented it for a full 4 days. No, it was a week. I rented it for a week. And, I think it was almost finished. I think I was 75%. I was already halfway through the island. I was up to pretty much like the half. Like it was almost done. I was almost finished the game. And the next day, I went straight to JB Hi-Fi, and it was on special for $24, and it was still a new release. I was like, holy shit, I'm buying it. And I bought it, and I finished it, and I loved it. And so I bought it on PC, so I'm playing it again. I'm collecting everything, collecting all the special weapons and all that kind of stuff, which I love doing. And since I got a PC now, like, I'm been like a full completionist now. I am trying to complete not all the achievements, but all the collectible items, so they can be dusted off to my list. So I did all of Arkham Asylum. That's done. That's the first game I fully scratched off. And then I got a lot more to do and all that kind of stuff. Like The Witcher, that's gonna be a long game. Like, I've only played 6 hours and I completed entirely of White Orchard, so that's done. And I got more to do, and I'm gonna stream more of that. All right, how are we looking for time? Shit, it's 30 minutes, and I had to make dinner soon. Right, so it looks like it's going to be another short episode. Fucking hell, Bonesy. I thought you were gonna do an hour long. You said it was gonna be an hour long. Well, I didn't. So I'm gonna just release this one today. It is the 11th of the 1st, and that's when it's gonna come out. I'm gonna release it tonight. I'm gonna listen back to the audio, see if it sounds any good. If it's not, then I'm not gonna release it then. I'm the type of person that doesn't want take, no, like, it's raw. It's basically raw. I don't like. I hate that choppiness audio like people do when they cut commentary. I hate that cut up commentary. Like, you know, that's like, I went to the groceries and it was good. Like, I just hated that kind of stuff, especially with YouTube videos and gaming videos. I love the raw kind of like pretty much in the moment type shit. That's the one thing I like. So yeah. Until then, I'll see you in episode 4. If not, it'll be episode 3.5. If it's another short, shitty one that I just did. Thank you guys for listening. To get update, check out my Twitch channel, which is right there in the front of your screen. I'll be adding my Twitter account later on, and my Discord, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the near future. Until then, have a good one, guys, and I'll catch you later.